You want to know how to make an healthy, nutritious weight gain pap for yourself, your baby, then make sure to watch this video to the end. And I assure you this is going to be the most detailed pap video you've ever come across on YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sissy and this is Sissy's Space. On this page we do everything lifestyle, motherhood, recipes, DIYs and what have you. Please make sure to like, share and also subscribe to this channel so I can know how to serve you guys much better. This pap I made use of yellow corn, millet and guinea corn. So usually the next thing everyone does after getting their grains is to put it in a tray, blow it and then pick them out one by one. But as someone who actually produces pap in large batches, this is the method I use, which is faster as I cannot use that other method. So what I do is I wet the grain, like I pour water on the grains, and then you just see the bad grains floating on top. Just use your sieve to take them out, and you have to repeat this procedure about 3-4 times until the water is clear, and you would see that you just saved yourself a whole lot of time picking out grains one by one. After doing this, I went ahead to soak the grains, and I'm going to soak that for 3 days, in which I'll change the water every 24 hours. Not changing your pap water every 24 hours will only lead to a smelling pap. It's exactly 24 hours later, and as you can see, the foam on top signifies that our grains are starting to ferment. So what I'm going to do right now is to proceed to wash the grains, and then I'm just going to wash them and make sure that it's not smelling, and I'm going to add more water, and then I'm going to soak it till the next day. Now one thing you should know about grains is that it's not just about washing. You also have to make sure that you remove the sand, especially when it comes to guinea corn and millet. Those grains, they contain a whole lot of sand. The only reason why the sand in this portion is small is because I just used few congos of, I just used little grains, you understand. But when you're making a lot of this, you have to wash a lot of times to make sure that it is sand free. If not, you are going to end up with pap that has sand, and you don't want that. So this is day 2. We are going to be using soya beans. Now soya beans is one very delicate grain. Okay, it's very delicate. So we are going to soak this, and we are going to wash and soak this for 2 days as well. Remember that this is day 2. So while washing this soya beans, I'm just going to repeat the same process as we did with the grains. But you can see that the soya beans I used there is not much, so it's so easy for me to just wash. And also soya beans contains stones. So while the maize and guinea corn contains sand, soya beans is stone. So anyways, I'm just going to soak this overnight, and remember we are soaking this for 2 days. When I was done washing the soya beans, I added it into its own container, and then I soaked it till the next day. This is the next day, and as you can see, our soya beans is also starting to ferment. So the major reason for doing this is because soya beans contain some kind of enzymes that most times can cause upset when eaten by babies. So soya beans requires extra caution when being used in any way, be it soya powder, soya milk, just anything that has to do with soya. It's a very delicate grain to work with. So in order to be on the safe side, I have to make sure I soak it for 2 days. So this is our grains as well, and this time around I'm also going to wash and try to decant as much sand as I can. But one trick I actually use when it comes to washing grains is that I just try to just break the process of removing sand. So instead of me trying to remove all the sand in just one washing, since I'm talking for 3 days, I'll just like, okay, this today I'm just going to wash it like 4 or 5 times. Whichever sand I can remove, I'll remove it. Then I know that when I'm washing again tomorrow, another 4 times or 5 times, the quantity of sand I can remove, I'll remove it. Then the third day as well, because you see washing of corn, you can wash up to 20 times and still the sand will still be there. So anyway, this is the three sha, and our soya beans is also ready. So this is the day I think we are going to be grinding this grains. So the next ingredients we are going to be using is going to be groundnuts. Well, granite on its own, well, that one in here, you have to pickle. There's nothing like pouring water and waiting for the bad ones to float, because for granules they will not float. You have to pick. But since I'm just using little quantity of granules, it's just easy for me. You can see it also as stone. So these grains, you need to wash them properly. You need to be very, very careful when using them. And for the measurement of the grains, I used 1 Congo each of each grains, and then for soya beans and groundnut I used half Congo each. And the major thing to know when it comes to groundnut and soya beans is that those two products, they actually contain oil. So it's important not to use too much if you don't want your pap to come out oily. So you need to use just a little. So I've gone to the grinding mill to grind this, and I was supposed to use my grinding machine, but I don't know, my village people were really up to me at this time. My grinding machine just spoiled, so I just had to send someone to go and grind this for me at the grinding mill. So we are going to be using this cheesecloth to sieve the pap. Now please, when you are sieving your pap, you have to be very, very, very careful, because when you are making baby food, you know, baby's food, then they are very delicate. Baby stomachs are very delicate, so you need to be cautious. So the first thing I'm going, one method of sieving pap is different from whatever you are seeing on YouTube. But you see me, I will always go through the easy route. So first thing I'll do is to loosen up the pap. I will add a lot of water. I will make it very, very watery, and I'm going to mix. You can mix with your turning stick or anything. Just make sure that you just mix it very well, because when you mix it well like this, it's easy for it to pass through the sieve. So you can just see and watch how I'm going to sieve this pap. After sieving it in the first bucket, you have to get another bucket that has water, and also sieve it out. And by the time you bring it out, be rest assured that it is not creamy. Okay, so when you squeeze it, you know that you can see how it's like. So you know that you've already taken out all the excess milk and everything that you need, because that is your pap. If you don't sieve your pap well, you are going to miss a whole lot of milk, and that's going to reduce the quantity of pap you will get at the end of the day. So this sieving process is very, very important, and this is my method. It didn't take me more than 20 minutes to actually finish this, unlike using bucket and clothes. So this is it, and I was on sieving at this time, so I'll cover it till the next day. So by the next day, you'll notice that the water has demarcated itself. Now this one on top is just water, because so many people will be like, what these things now, why are you sure that the nutrients will not have gone with the water? See, whatever thing you see on top is just water. Okay, it is just water. The main product, the nutrients and everything you need, is in the pap. So you're just going to gradually decant the water, and this is what we have. So the next process will be to pour this pap into a thicker cheesecloth. that is what is going to give you that thick consistency. So this is the cloth I use. You can use you can also use what are they called, pillowcase, because this material I bought it at the market and they sold it for me as a pillowcase. So just go ahead to wash it and then pour it into the bag. Don't allow it to be too much, and then you're just going to allow it to sit until it is done. Sometimes the kind of pap will determine how long it's going to take it to get solidified. Anything that has to do with soya milk, trust me, is going to take a lot of time, because if you just do ordinary multigrain or normal pap, it might not take you more than 2 hours, 3 hours, and it is solidified. But as for anything that has to do with soya pap, it can take as much as 6 to 8 hours. I'm not kidding you. Sometimes it can even take up to 24 hours. Once I'm done pouring them into the sack, I'm just going to, you can actually just leave it in a bucket like this and then just come around multiple times to pour the water away. As you can see, it's just few minutes and the water is already draining heavily. So you can use that method and just be coming to pour the water away. So I did that at first, then later on I switched to this method when the water had drained to some extent. So for this method, you just have to come back to check, change position, untie, tie back, just try to make sure that you are just working and putting your eyes on it. So after a few hours, this is what we have. This is our paste pap. So if you want your dry pap, you want a powdered pap, this time you just dehydrate. Either you use a dehydrator, your oven, or you sun dry. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Please, that is your only way of appreciating me. Thank you, and see you in my next post. Bye.